YouTube, Acoustic Corner again. I've just done this. Been playing acoustics. This is my pal Cameron's Fender that's going to Download Festival, and this is my new TERADA, which actually, I've seen it's smaller. It's a good bit thinner, and it is smaller because that one's closer. Aye. Yeah, that one does sound a lot better. Oh, very different. This has got more character. But what was wrong with this was there's a brace running along the inside here, and it had come off the top of the guitar, so the top of the guitar had sunk in. So I managed to get a clamp in there and clamp it up and just put wet it and put wood glue in it, just sort of smeared it on with my fingers, and then it's now flat, so now working. It's not actually, it didn't really make the action any lower or anything like that, but it does make it sound, it does ring really well. It's a very different sound to the full-size Dreadnought. It does ring awful well though. Like when I was playing this, I was playing the Good, the Bad, the Ugly and stuff on it. I was I can't remember what I was going to say. Yeah, I was just playing it with a higher action, and I had sort of fixed the bracing. I'd stuck half of it on. The problem was that, see, the clamp I've got is like a kind of like a silicone gun type thing. It's like a ratchet. So it was bare held on, and then the last time I did it, when you release it, you have to kind of boomf and it just releases, so they basically just destroyed the thing. So what I did was, this time I thought ahead and got another clamp, like one with just a screw on it, so I could slowly release it rather than just like have it glued and then just suddenly let it go and it just goes whoa and snaps again. But it's ended up being quite a nice. It's got a sweeter tone than the full size. Doesn't have as much bass. Probably just because it's only 2/3 as thick. But I've got the action down to. I managed to get it down to 2.5mm as well for it. Not quite 2.75. 2.5 on the back of this wee metal string gauge thing. It says acoustic guitar 2 to 2.5mm, so I'm just slightly more than what it says is what you should set it to, so it's slightly high, but it's fine, it's playable. I've been messing with the truss rod, but it's turning and it's doing stuff, it's just not there yet. I'm just worried that if I turn it too much, I've already turned it maybe about a quarter turn in total, maybe nearly a half turn in total. I'm just expecting that tomorrow come back and it'll be like pure because I'll have caught up with it, so I don't want to overdo it, not put the truss rod cover back on again. But that can bring, if that brings the action down even 0.5mm, you're suddenly down at, you're down at what that is. I think the F, is it an FL something? I think F stands for folk size. I think maybe a different bracing pattern and stuff like that. And I still like I've just left the tuners. We'll get the 3 original ones and then 3 sort of cool black ones that look like they come off a Dan Electro or something like that. But they work. And if I find either a right-handed set of the Dan Electro ones or a left-handed set of the other ones, I'll maybe go for it. I wonder what the stories some of these guitars tell them. I mean, this must be, someone told me it's early 70s because it's got a 0 fret. So we're talking, it's been in Scotland since the 70s. It's quite beat up. It's got like a few dents on it that I think are recent. And when I say recent, I mean in the last 20 years. When I think they were after the top had collapsed. But I think it's still played. I think it was probably a family guitar. I mean, it's very, very well played. Like, mostly playware rather than, often you get them and it's like covered in stickers or someone's gouged it with a compass or carved their initials into it. None of that. It's been relatively respected. Played played at Christmas maybe or something. So I'm wondering, see, Cameron's taking his acoustic, should I be taking this? And it's like, I don't know. I didn't want to break it. I mean, it's like, it didn't cost as much as that did, but I would rather have an electric guitar. Probably rather have an electric guitar, but there's something about an acoustic for just plonking away. I think this recent trend I've got of playing with an awful lot of playing with the single coil sounds, and recently since I got the Corker and I started doing that stupid rolly stuff, I can now do that in acoustic as well. So I used to always sit there and I'd always be playing. The problem is with acoustics is you can play the open chords and sound really great. Great big E minor. Actually, I think, never thought about the 0 fret. I don't think it's giving me the open chords sound different on this guitar because they're on a fret. So I'm used to the open chords having that extra ring coming straight off the nut. That may be absolute twaddle though. For you, you should be playing chords up here on an acoustic, and complicated chords as well. Actually, same thing happened when I was playing with that wee Yamaha Concert nylon stringer. Similar sounds like this. Maybe it's just like a part of it might just be the fact it's a guitar like this, which is ancient and cool, and I wish I'd had this when I was 17 or whatever. You know what I mean? Obviously, the ultimate thing is to be able to do this, accompany yourself by playing the. That's not what I'm doing there. This guitar's never been played like this before. I bet it's always been just open chords. Or folk, seeing as it's a folk guitar. I wonder if it's ever played any Black Sabbath before. Black Sabbath's likely to have Something of the Universe probably didn't exist when this guitar was made. time you're after an acoustic guitar. Love it, no point in having it. Should have sold the Washburns. Keep this. Why have an acoustic if I never play it? This one's a little bit more kickabouty, it's fine. I do think that, see, this one doesn't have binding on it, and it's kind of split a wee bit there. I do think maybe that's binding is more of a it's more than just making it look good on an acoustic guitar. That wee Yamaha was like that as well, the wee concert piano, nylon stringer. It's like the plastic is a kind of protection thing to stop the really most vulnerable bit, which is the edge from getting all chipped and then exposing the wood, which is kind of what happens when you don't have binding. So binding on acoustics, a good thing. I was going to say I was assuming that one was, but I think all modern acoustics are. But I think this was a pretty cheap guitar back in the day. It might actually be solid top. I was looking at it, there seems to be some sort of bracing, like flat bits stuck under there, so it feels kind of thick. It's weird. There's like extra pieces put on. I think it's got a different bracing pattern than a normal acoustic. I'd imagine it's just a copy of whatever Martin this is. But I mean, it does significantly sound a bit different. It's got like a... It doesn't have that toy type sound like a teleacoustic. A wee bit of a dead sound, to be honest. It was much better than it was when I got it, obviously. And these strings have gone rusty already, and they were only put on the other day. I always feel so surprised when I'm playing an acoustic now that I can actually play chords up here. It's not actually that hard. You do have to push down hard, but I can do it because I've been doing it so long. It's kind of bizarre. Just remember all the problems about trying to bend a string and all the other ones are getting in the way and hitting wrong notes and stuff. Kind of can apply everything I play an electric guitar and acoustic. It's not really that different. You're just playing with a pick. Rock on!